So this is a little video of creation, souls, mainly about souls, consciousness, how creation came to be, how life began. Um, because I'm not very religious, but I do believe something created this and was around or is around. I don't know what it is, but I know I believe something created all this. I just don't see just oops and all of this just came to be. So I do think something, and how two people can come together and grow a child from a little bit of DNA from both and create just its own consciousness, its own. Yeah, you guide it, and as parents, and you help it grow, and you teach it right and wrong. So it's built off of basics, you're its conscious for a minute, but it's still its own personality. Just because you raise it this way does not mean your kid's gonna go that way. You can go this way, and go that way, and go that, this, that. There's many ways it can go. But that's I think having a child that grows inside of a woman off a little bit of sperm and an egg, and 9 months, 10 months inside of a womb, and the atoms just come to form and gets fingers, gets a nose, eyes. It just creates, and then it forms a consciousness, and then you help it, shape its conscious and understanding and grasp and all that. Um, so like, I definitely don't know why I have my own personal beliefs in this now that I've fallen, which is a little bit of this religion, that religion, but I'm not really religious, but yeah, that along with just all of this and on this planet and everything that we know of the universe. Um, but even if everything out there is wrong and we just have this planet and all of this that was built and over the centuries, millennia of time came to be, it just proves to me that there is or was something behind all this. I just find it really hard that just the random luck. But even religion will actually use that whole like the chance of life coming here had to be, which I do. I agree with a lot of what the Bible preaches, but just there's a lot that just kind of contradicts itself, in my opinion. Magic's bad, but what do you really call it? What Jesus did was magic. It's just, you got magic, and even if you take the laws in D&D, where paladins and all that get their divine blessings from a god that they pledge their vow to, or witches, thrive their magic from the elements or ancestors. Um, Elementals conjure the element within themselves, use their own life force, and that's our energy, our mana. Um, so like, I don't know. That's just I'm not sold on the Bible, but I do believe that there is something that made this. Either it's still around or it's not. But I just don't believe that there never was. Um, so I think that's where my secular is. I believe there's a creator, a mother and father, a prime, and you know, an omega, uh, the parents of universe and cosmos, of space and time, of creation and destruction, life and death, ending and beginning, and always was. Um, and there has to be, whether it's aliens that came here that we mistaken as angels, and they were just another life form, maybe a lot more advanced than us, but they were, and maybe they lived longer, maybe they look different, but they're still a life form, a higher being. They're just higher being of consciousness than us. Um, but there has to be truth in some of this stuff that you want to say is a government conspiracy or just UFO babble or religion when they all have similar things. Um, I was just talk with the whole pyramids because I just, there's either, I mean, if man did it, then there's a lot about man's past that we don't know about. And if man didn't do it, then who did it? And that's where I'm stuck with the pyramids. Like, either man was a lot more advanced than we give ourselves credit for, or something else helped us build that. Because those blocks are heavy, and I just can't think of. And a lot of the documentaries I've watched, I mean, the materials they had weren't anywhere nearby, so they had to go get them and then bring them over. And if there is a sonic wave, pulse, and that gets that there's they've tested that there's a certain frequency that the pyramids give off, then that means there had to be more of a use than just a tomb for pharaohs. I mean, I like Nikola Tesla's idea about using it. I think it's interesting seeing that if we look at the exact where they're put, you know, I mean, Bluetooth energy. Come on now, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. I mean, there was also another documentary that I watched about angels, and they tried to use the human biology to describe why angels couldn't have wings. And one, if angels are real, they're not anything like us. They're angelic, very like it look like you think of an elf, just a lot more divine, a lot more, you know. But then you have all these other ways of looking at angels. I think prophecy was one of the actually my favorite ways, or favorite movies to think about angels. One angel dipped in light and one angel dipped in blood, because they were the messengers and the warriors, and the judgment and protectors and angels. They didn't just fly around and do harps and just sing all the time. When they played a trumpet, thunderstorms cracked. Um, when people got too close to the so-called entrance to Garden of Eden, angels would strike them down with a sickness or pain or a tragedy. They'd get caught on fire and chased out of there. Not enough to kill them, just enough to go away. Um, I think maybe one or two got hurt really bad and one died. And that's how that's how legends got started. I think it's really funny because it's like that whole the gay church, the Rainbow Mafia had a church, and a lightning bolt cracked into it and just lit up on fire, and that has to be God saying this is not okay, which maybe, because honestly, I mean, if you really think about it, is it wrong? Hmm. Is it evil? No. If you want to be a guy and date a guy, another guy, whatever. If you want to be a chick and date another chick, whatever. Though I will say that it goes against the basic natural law of the jungle, because men and women make babies, and that is, I think, the meaning of life is to have a child to keep the human race going. So is it wrong, evil? Are the demons, possessing you to want to date a man? No, I don't think so. Though, I mean, with everything that's going on today's day and age, it's really hard to say no, that's not happening when you have all these rainbow squads chanting, you know, we're gay, queer, we're coming for your children, like, and just mocking all the fears that we have about you. So I think it's quite fucking hypocritical. But I don't. I mean, if you want to date a guy, date a guy. I don't think it's evil. I don't think you're going to hell. I think it's a little wishy washy. But I don't know. I'll leave it at that and get back to you guys.